Chronicles, Fiction, The Apostle of Insanity Trilogy, Volume 3, Dementia, by Michael A. Stackpole. Chapter 6. If the wall I fell through had not been black, and had not the blackness torn at me like 1,000 fiery thorns, I might have thought I was being dragged into some horror-based, subreal simulation. As it was, I felt shredded by the transition. The midnight sun faded from view, and I felt numb all over, except for my stomach. It made me nauseous, and my saliva tasted bitter and sulfurous. The world slowly pieced itself back together, but that did nothing to banish my ill ease. In fact, it heightened it, because I found myself trapped in a body that felt titanic, yet incredibly light. I could not see details of it. I knew I was seated, and dark robes of gangrenous velvet covered me. I had no control over the body in which I sat, and felt very much a cartoon character, trapped behind the eyes of a huge idol. Across the rough-hewn stone chamber from me, another creature knelt obscenely. By comparing the huddled figure with the few signs of humanity in that poorly lit room, I knew the creature had to be huge, at least twice the size of a normal man, and much bigger than me. Yet the body I wore dwarfed it. The bulging muscles rippled beneath live red flesh. As it straightened up and raised its spike-festooned head, I saw its lipless mouth bristled with serrated, peg-shaped teeth designed for rending and tearing. The robe it wore had been shredded over its chest and belly. The flesh revealed by holes in the robe appeared pinkish in color and had puckered around little craters. The creature had clearly taken some heavy weapons fire, and likely from close range too. It disturbed me that something that nasty had apparently recovered from such wounds, and sufficiently quickly that it had not yet changed from the clothing it had worn when being shot. The other possibility, that the creature felt a moral or emotional need to wear the clothing in which it had been wounded, was no less frightening. "Have mercy upon your pitiful servant, master," it intoned as it pressed its forehead to the floor again. In its voice I detected a very real current of fear. In me, its plea inspired compassion, but the body I wore seized upon the fear as a delicious weakness. I did not reply to it immediately, and felt the terror radiating off the creature like heat from an arc welder. I basked in the fear as if it were pure sunlight, and savored it as if a fine brandy rescued from the desiccated corpse of Mother Earth. "Your inferiority as a Nephirite amazes us, Ragathal. It seems to follow in direct proportion to your audacity. The only vaguely compensatory factor we have found is that we can predict how miserable your defeat will be by measuring the hubris surrounding your operation." "I am wretched, master." The Nephirite shuddered, and I felt his shame as sharply as I might have felt an ice pick being shoved through my eye. I tried to pull back, but could not. I was as trapped as Ragathal, but I sensed no knowledge of my presence by the creature I inhabited. Without knowing how I knew it, I realized that my life and sanity depended on my remaining unnoticed. "You shall someday aspire to being wretched, Ragathal. Have we not said your arrogance is the yardstick against which we measure your failure? We have not forgotten how you told us you have a vessel filled with insane visions that you wanted to give us. Yet now it appears you lost that token of your devotion to us, if it ever existed. You lost the vessel and your foothold on Luna. But I sowed the seeds of dark symmetry on Luna. On the world the humans count as their home. The farmer may not tread the field, but the seed germinates and grows. Yes, some of your heretics are in useful positions, but without the nurturing of a wise mind, they will wither and die. I felt a vibration course up through my body as the Nephirite bashed his head into the floor. As he straightened up, I saw dark green blood flowing from a wound in his forehead. It coursed down thick brows over his broad nose and disappeared like sewer water through the gate described by his teeth. You will never do better than that, Ragathal. If we are to forgive you the greatest of your trespasses, you fled from Luna to Venus. You attracted the attention of human forces there. It was the pursuit of the woman, my gift to you. And your actions caused one of our forward bases to be destroyed by a handful of humans. Ragathal pressed his thick hands against the scars on his stomach. There were more than a handful, and were competent and well armed. But you are a Nephirite. You are the elite of the Dark Legion. Had it been up to me, Master, I would have slain them. I was ambushed. Do not attempt to deceive us, Ragathal. You were injured when a man, a lone man, found you preparing the warp rift that brought you here. You had him enmeshed in dark symmetry. He broke from my control. Impossible. No one, nothing can resist the dark symmetry. Your terror weakened your weaving of the dark symmetry. Would that you felt physical pain. I know pain, Master. Again, it smashed its head into the stone chamber floor, and again, blood pooled around torn bits of flesh between the Nephirite and me, and flashes of a dark fantasy featuring the Nephirite's severed head bobbing in a cauldron of boiling blood pulsed through my mind's eye. Ragathal, you have mightily displeased us. The reason we will allow you to continue your pitiful existence is because, somehow, your efforts have not attracted significant notice to pose a threat to us. Know that our trust in you has been mightily diminished. This causes me unbearable agonies. Yet you bear up beneath them. Only my will to atone allows me the strength, my lord. I felt an urge to swat Ragathal down for his impudence, but I stayed my hand because, in the past, he had amused us both. We deigned to listen to him. What is the nature of this atonement? The woman, the vessel, is again on Luna. My assets there can obtain her and return her to me. Outrage washed over us, and in its wake we felt an unholy thrill. That is your idea of suitable atonement? You would place the last shards of your operation on Luna at risk to get her back. You are quite mad, quite insane. But she was meant as a gift to you, my lord. She is nothing, Ragathal. A toy, an afterthought, worthless. But Master, her condition and her history have made her more than she was before. The terror she knew when I first offered her to you has doubled and redoubled because of her continual rescue and recapture. Her insanity has matured, Master, in ways that you could only truly appreciate. An electric trickle of lust puckered our flesh. Our enemies were indeed diabolically clever. Insufficient morsel though she was, the woman could be diverting. Surely nothing more than that. The pleasure would be minor, but the risk to obtain her would be negligible. Especially now that Ragathol had intrigued us enough concerning her that we actually did want her. Not having her would niggle and dig, gnaw and burrow into us. It would infect our mind. It would fester and sour. It would build pressure, gathering strength with each nanosecond, compounding and swelling, an alien presence expanding to fill every moment, waking and otherwise, with the bitter, acidic knowledge that we had been denied sampling her madness. And when this obsession to possess her had built and built, it would explode, brain-gray venom gushing from every pore and orifice of our body, leaking without end, pulsing with our heartbeat, geysering out with every involuntary twitch of our body's muscles. It would have consumed us, destroyed us, and that would not be allowed. We looked at the Nephirite and slowly nodded our head. Obtain her and bring her to us. Do not fail. That possibility had not entered my mind. Nor had it before, but you still managed to let success slip from your grasp. Never again, Master. You had better not. Our tongue flicked out, tasting the miasma of terror rising from Ragathol. You will bring her, and I shall consume her. Our smile hid our afterthought. Then Ragathol, we shall consume you as well. The sensation of teeth crushing bone and sweet marrow sliding oyster-like down our throat caused a dislocating wrench that impaled me again on burning thorns. The world closed in on me, crushing me down. Pain exploded in my knees and forehead. Then stars burst in front of my eyes. I felt warmth on my brow, seeping out from the pain. Then I was flipped over and felt a weight descend on my chest. I opened my eyes and found Pam with a knee planted on my breastbone, and her pistol hovering just off the end of my nose. What did you say, Cy? Without conscious control of my body, I answered her question. Then, Ragathol, we shall consume you as well. She snapped her bolter safety lever off. Explain how you know about Ragathol. If I can't, you kill me? Lane hovered over her shoulder. If you can, you already know you're better off dead. Mutant Chronicles, Fiction, The Apostle of Insanity Trilogy, Volume 3, Dementia, by Michael A. Stackpole. Chapter 6, End.